Major League debut, the 21-year-old right-hander born in Shreveport, Louisiana. His father came over from Shreveport. His mother came in from Yucaipa, California, where he went to high school and was a phenom there, playing two different sports. And now he makes his Major League debut. He is one of the top prospects in baseball. Robbie Grossman is the left fielder for the Astros. It's L.J. Hose in right field. Jose Altuve at second base. The cleanup man is catcher Jason Castro. With Matt Dominguez DHing tonight, Brett Wallace at first base, Brandon Barnes in center field, Marwin Gonzalez gets the ball at third base, and it's Jonathan Villar at shortstop.
There he is, Taijuan Walker. 25 starts split between AA and AAA this year. He combined to go 9-10 on the year. 2.93 the ERA, a good one. Averaging over 10 strikeouts per 9 innings on his minor league season.
First pitch is ball one. He just turned 21 a few days ago. Well, a couple weeks actually, August 13th. That one's in the dirt as well, and he falls behind Robbie Grossman. 2 balls, no strikes. Robbie's been on a tear in the month of August. 272 for the season, 4 homers, 21 runs batted in for Grossman. 1 for 4 last night. That's good for a strike, and it's 2-1. Dan Bellino is the home plate umpire for Taijuan Walker. He was a supplemental pick after the first round in the 2010 draft. He's arrived pretty quickly.
Very compact windup.
Now 3 balls and a strike. Well, last year he was at AA Jackson. 7-10 there with a 4.69 ERA. As Ash mentioned, he started at Jackson this year and then moved up to Tacoma. At Tacoma, he was averaging 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's a high strike call, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, the 2 strikes, high heaters, and maybe getting the benefit of the doubt on a couple of pitches here. Robbie Grossman might have to expand a bit.
Grossman puts it in the air, and the center fielder backs on it. Ackley for out number 1 for Walker. They like that.
Defensively for the Seattle Mariners, behind the plate, Henry Blanco, the veteran. Around the infield, right to left, Justin Smoke, Nick Franklin, Brad Miller, and Kyle Seager. In the outfield, you just saw him, Dustin Ackley. He's in center, flanked by Abraham Almonte in his big league debut, and right in Raul Ibanez, anything but his big league debut in left.
First game as a major leaguer also for Almonte, who was traded by the Yankee organization during the offseason to Seattle. There is strike 1 to L.J. Hose. 275 for L.J. 1 homer. He's driven in 5. The Mariners have an opening in the outfield now. Breaking ball is in the dirt, and that makes him 1 ball, 1 strike. L.J. has hit in 11 of his last 15 games. Dan Bellino, Bruce Dreckman, Tim Welke, and Mike Everett are the umpiring crew tonight. Foul back, and L.J. just got a piece of it to take the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the Mariners making a couple of moves here with these 2 youngsters making their debut, Walker and Almonte. They made a trade today with Baltimore. Ground ball to shortstop. Miller. One stretch by Smoke. It's out number 2.
That was the over-the-top curveball we've heard a lot about. Picked up, no doubt, a lot of strikeouts with that in the minor leagues. But this one, bit of a hanger, and I think L.J. Hose would like to have another shot at that one.
Outfielder Michael Morse was traded by Seattle today to Baltimore for a prospect. Jose Altuve checking in for this game at 268, has 4 homers, 42 runs batted in. He's had problems hitting in the month of August. He's hit 160 for his last 12 games and takes ball 1 high. Altuve went 1 for 13 in the White Sox series prior to this one, and then 1 for 4 last night as this series opened. He shoots one up the middle, and there's a diving play. Franklin gets up, and what a jam by Nick Franklin, robbing Altuve. It's a 1-2-3 first major league inning for Taijuan Walker, and this kind of defense is going to like the big leagues. No score.
This is giving away 10,000 replica rainbow batting practice jerseys prior to the 6-10 start against the Mariners. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com. for tickets. And Brownie was just talking about the age of catcher Henry Blonker for the Mariners. Well, interesting note on this pitcher-catcher duo. They are 21 years, I did the math, 291 days apart. Very interesting how much age difference there is between these guys. And Seattle manager Eric Wedge talked about it. He says it's good for both of these guys. Good for Blanco to be behind the plate at 42 years old. He turned that yesterday. And good for Walker to be working with a veteran like Blanco in his major league debut. Brownie.
Thanks, Julia. Jason Castro, the batter. There's strike one to Jason. 282 is his current average. It's been going up. He has 18 homers. He's driven in 53 runs. He's on an 8-game hitting streak, and he's hit 500 during those 8 games, going 13 for 26. Fabulous month of August for the Astros All-Star catcher, and it's 0-2. But that's probably not going to faze him a whole lot the way he's been hitting. Second in the majors in OPS in the month of August. And he is down on strikes. Miguel Cabrera is the only player in August in the majors with a higher OPS than Jason Castro.
No shame in that. My goodness, Jason Castro, watching him, I'm actually surprised anybody's above him because he has been hanging out rope after rope. He's kind of got himself in a hole with that sequence and eventually swings at a bad pitch.
Matt Dominguez is DHing tonight. Well, he's been on fire lately too. There's ball one to Matt, who has 19 homers, 66 runs batted in, 239 batting average. He ripped through that White Sox series, going 5 for 8 with a homer, and went 0 for 3 in the opener last night. 2 balls, no strikes, but he's been hitting big home runs lately, including that Monday night 9th inning shot to snap an 8-8 tie in the Astros 10-8 win at Chicago. This one's in the air, and shortstop Miller works it for out number 2.
Gotta tell you, I love the swings Matt Dominguez is putting on the baseball right now. Pops up right here. You're going to do it in this game. It's just part of what the nature is. But look at this swing. That is taking your best cut. And people always joke, take a good swing in case you hit it. In the case of Matt Dominguez, when you hit it, you take good shots at driving it out of the ballpark.
That's 5 straight set down by Taijuan Walker in his major league debut. Brett Wallace, the batter now. Wally takes ball one. Wally hit his 12th home run of the year last night. He's driven in 30. His batting average is 228. He was 1 for 4 in that game. Hits this one in the air toward the left field corner. Ibanez back. Ibanez underneath it with the grab right in front of the big wall in left. That's 6 straight retired by Walker, and it's no score through 2.
Night is back Saturday, September 14th. The Astros take on Josh Hamilton and the LA Angels of Anaheim, followed by an inspiring post-game concert featuring David Crowder. Your game ticket is also your ticket to the concert. Call 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com for tickets. Guys.
Thanks, Julia. Orbit having fun in the crowd tonight on a Friday night. These folks will be treated to fireworks afterwards. Brandon Barnes leads it off and takes ball one, trying to become the first Houston base runner tonight against Taijuan Walker. CSN glasses.
I want my CSN sunglasses.
Do you have any yet?
No, I don't.
1-1 to Barnes.
Cheated.
6 homers, 30 runs batted in, a 235 batting average for Brandon. Brandon 0 for 3 in last night's game. Walker deals, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
See, Cat Osterman attended Cypress Springs High School out in our neck of the woods.
Yes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, Jenny Finch has faced major league hitters before. It would be intriguing to see Cat do it.
Well, I think the softball pitcher has the advantage right away. The baseball swing tends to be a bit too long for that softball delivery. Now, if you're aware of that as a major league hitter and you get a little practice, I would imagine you can zero in fairly quickly. But I think initially that softball pitcher has the big advantage.
That's in the air, and Justin Smoke comes over to foul territory for it. That's 7 in a row set down by Taijuan Walker, and he and his teammate Abe Almonte both making their major league debuts tonight. That gives the Mariners 10 players who have made their debuts in the majors this year. The Astros have 15 of those, and they're liking what they see so far from Walker.
I wonder at what point Walker's going to be seen saying, this is an easy game.
Marwin Gonzalez at 225 has 4 homers, 14 runs batted in. He's hit very well against Seattle. There's ball 1. 474 batting average, 3 homers, 4 runs batted in against Mariner pitching for Marwin. On the Astros' first road trip to Seattle, he just went crazy. He went 5 for 6 playing the second and third games of the 3-game series. 2 homers, 3 runs batted in that series in Seattle early in the season.
That power game working, didn't it?
It did. This one a lazy grounder to Smoke. 2 outs. And Jonathan VR will follow. VR with a .260 batting average has 3 runs batted in. Astros will play 2 more games in this series. Tomorrow night at 6:10, it's Dallas Keuchel and Joe Saunders. Sunday afternoon at 1:10, it's Fred Oberholzer and Hisashi Iwakuma. Then the Minnesota Twins come to town Monday through Wednesday. There will be day games Monday and Wednesday and a night game Tuesday. Monday, Labor Day. VR, the liner to left, chases Ibanez off his glove. VR into second base as Ibanez chases it down, and he is in. And Ibanez tracked it and then jumped, got his glove on it, but couldn't hold the drive to the opposite field by VR.
Yeah, VR takes advantage of a 41-year-old playing in left field, but this sharply hit line drive is going to give problems to anybody out there. I think the big thing for Ibanez is get back a little bit more quickly on this line shot.
Robbie Grossman went high, snagged one last night in left field that might have gone over his head. Ibanez unable to do that, and that's a double for VR, his 5th double of the year. And there's strike 1 to Grossman. First Houston base runner, VR. There's some interesting series this weekend with playoff implications. In the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Orioles and Yankees are playing at Yankee Stadium. There's that last pitch. Blanco coming up with it.
Fastball in the dirt. Anything you can do, and Blanco has faced this scenario a time or 2.
Yankees lead the Orioles now 7-4 in the top of the 6th inning. Alfonso Soriano hit his 12th homer. Ichiro number 7. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Danny Valencia went deep for Baltimore. That's number 6 of the year for him. CC Sabathia is on the hill for the Orioles. The Orioles are making that deal earlier today with Seattle for outfielder Michael Morse, trying to beef up their hitting. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pinstripes have been a fountain of youth for Soriano.
They really have, haven't they? And Miguel Gonzalez started for Baltimore. He gave up 7 earned runs in 4 innings. VR got the 2-out double. Now hoping Grossman can deliver him. Miller's behind him at short. Rolled out to Miller. And it's dropped at first, and here's a run scoring. Justin Smoke, who had played 60 consecutive errorless games at first base, failed to catch that throw from Miller, and the Astros lead it 1-0.
It wasn't a good throw, but a catchable throw nonetheless. And the Astros take advantage here. think Robbie Grossman might have been able to grab second base as well. It was his body, however, that knocked the ball toward right field, and I wonder if he felt maybe for some reason compelled not to go. The ball just comes off Robbie's body.
That's an error on Smoke.
And that clearly is the way the call needed to go.
And now it's L.J. Hose looking at that pitch for ball one.
Jonathan Villar loves to run. His running portion of his game is probably as exceptional as any other aspect of what he does.
That's the way to do it. Don't assume anything at first base. Fly ball up the right field line, heads for the seats, and out of play. Well, you'll see some guys trot around third on a play like that, Ash.
See some guys trot toward third base and then not even give themselves a chance in coming around third. Third base coach's dream, Dave Tremblay in this case, have a guy who just hustles with every step.
Running hard the whole way. And that's the third error of the year on Smoke. He's been leading the first baseman in the American League in fielding percentage this year. Hose takes a look at it, and the count runs to 2 balls and 1 strike on LJ. Official score gave shortstop Miller an assist on that error by Smoke. Pittsburgh leads St. Louis 5-0. They're in the bottom of the 6th at PNC Park. I mentioned these playoff implications on these weekend games. There are several series really should be fun for the fans. Francisco Liriano is spinning a shutout through 6 against the Cardinals for the Pirates. Shelby Miller started for St. Louis. He gave up 5 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings. Garrett Jones hit his 13th homer. Russell Martin, number 12 for the Buccos. They're in that tight race in the NL Central. And they're 1 game back of St. Louis. So in head-to-head play, that's going to really go a long way toward deciding what happens in the month of September in the NL Central. The error by the Mariners was their 69th of the year. They've allowed 43 unearned runs this year so far. Bouncer third, off the glove of Seager and on through into left field. And another misplayed ball allows the Astros to continue this 3rd inning with Jose Altuve.
Not an easy play for Seager, that short hop to his left off the glove, but again a play that really should be made. When you're a third baseman, you're going to face these in-between hops time and time again.
Coach Carl Willis comes out to the mound. To chat with the 21-year-old right-hander Taijuan Walker, making his major league debut. A couple of misplays behind him on consecutive balls here in the 3rd inning. Have runners at first and second and 1 run in. But he's getting the desired results. The ground balls, they're just not making the plays behind him.
Come on, young man. Throw those pitches where the guys can make the plays behind you.
40 pitches into the game. Taijuan Walker now will turn his attention to Jose Altuve. Altuve hit that ground ball up the middle, and Franklin made a sparkling play to get him in the 1st inning. That last play was ruled a hit for L.J. Hose. The Astros have 2 hits in the inning and an error. Altuve looks at it, and it's ball 1 to Jose. At second, it's Grossman. At first is Hose. In the air to right field. Almonte with a catch. 1 run scores on 2 hits with 1 error and 2 men stranded, and the Astros through 3 lead the Mariners 1-0. To face a 9-5 thrashing. Wynn tells the press that Ryan's fastball is no match for his bat, and he backs it up.
Wow, such talk. I don't know that I've heard that uttered before against Nolan Ryan.
Well, it worked out pretty well for both guys. Both their numbers retired by the Astros.
Maybe I should say since.
Yeah.
But guys didn't tend to chirp a whole lot when Nolan was on the hill.
No, they did not. Jason Castro will lead it off here in the home 4th inning. Seattle got 2 in the top of the 4th to give Taijuan Walker the lead. Castro struck out in the 2nd. Yu Darvish has made it through the 5th with no hits allowed against the Minnesota Twins. He's walked 1 and fanned 7. He's thrown just 62 pitches through the first 5 innings. Castro, and it's 0-2 to Jason.
Walker's doing something with Jason Castro that other major league pitchers have found no way to do. Castro having a tough time trying to make contact.
He is, and he has a .479 on base average for the month of August. So he has not struggled. Walker missing there, takes the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Minnesota Twins are on a trip to both Texas major league cities here, and they'll be here on Monday afternoon for the Labor Day matchup. The Astros have a remaining trip to Seattle as well for these Mariners. Curveball inside. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Taijuan Walker's father Frank came over from Shreveport. His mother Nellie coming in from California for the big debut. And he gets a strikeout on Castro, and twice he's done that to Jason.
There should be a lot of pitcher-catcher combinations. Taking a look at what Walker is doing with Jason Castro, this is unheard of.
Matt Dominguez worked the count to 2-0, and then he popped a short earlier. They're liking it. Looks like they may have some of those dollar hot dogs too. Strike 1 to Domingo.
You're going to come from that far a distance to come watch a ball game. You better pound some hot dogs.
You know it. It's an absolute must. Curve is in for a strike, and it's 0-2. You tried the Chicago style dog the other night.
I did, and I enjoyed myself thoroughly. Walker's got the full complement, doesn't he?
Tapped out to second base, and Franklin takes it over first, 2 outs. That curveball is looking pretty lethal tonight for Walker.
Kind of an Oswalt little flip job with the curveball.
Now Brett Wallace, he hit the ball to the warning track in left field. It was caught in the 2nd inning by Ibanez. Oh, with that Oklahoma City win over Nashville, Julia talked about earlier last night, 5-4. Jose Martinez had a walk-off double in the 14th on that one. And George Springer had another big game, 3 for 6 with an RBI, 2 runs scored. That's in tight ends, ball 1 to Wallace. So Springer, in addition to being named the Texas League Player of the Year after spending about half the year there, has led the PCL since he arrived at Oklahoma City in homers, runs batted in, runs, extra base hits, slugging, and OPS. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, my comment about Springer over the course of the year is, regardless of the competition he's been up against, he has set himself apart. He has been better than his competition.
Corpus Christi beat Frisco 6-2. They've now tied a franchise record. They've won 81 games. 2 balls and a strike, and they're now playing for home field advantage in the playoffs this weekend as they're going up against San Antonio. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Radar gun loved that one. 95. He's got the gas, got the curveball, changeup, little slider that he's mixed in on occasions.
Wallace fouls it away.
Yeah, he's starting to kind of tease and toy with that radar gun.
Taijuan Walker, 55 pitches into his major league career, has a 2-1 lead. He's given up 2 hits, 1 unearned run. That curve is inside in the dirt, and it's a full count on Brett Wallace. Nolan Fontana had 3 hits and 2 walks last night for Lancaster in an 11-9 loss. He leads the minors in walks with 102 and leads the California League in on-base average at 415. Fastball foul back. Brandon Barnes on deck.
These Mariners a couple of years ago, 2011, had a right-hander that arrived on the scene, Michael Pineda. And he looked like this. He dominated major league hitters. Wound up getting traded to the Yankees. Looked like a great deal, I thought, for the Yankees. He's been injured ever since.
That's a 2-out walk, and Wallace had to work for it. First walk of the night for Taijuan Walker. And Brandon Barnes will face him next. Brandon fouled out after working the count full in the 3rd inning. This one's a foul pop. Justin Smoke comes over. And repeat scenario for Brandon Barnes, fouling out to the first baseman. No runs, no hits, and a man stranded. Through 4, Taijuan Walker and the Mariners lead the Astros 2-1. He needs to go 5 innings to qualify for the victory, Ash.
Very impressive stuff, and it's gotten better as the night's gone on. The fastball back in the 1st inning. Around 90 miles an hour, but he's lit the radar gun up to 95, 96 now. Throwing heaters right on by the bats. That slow curveball effective. He's flipped in some sliders and changeups. All in all, you'd have to say extremely impressive in his debut.
And there's strike 1 to Marwin Gonzalez, leading off the home 5th inning. Gonzalez grounded out to Justin Smoke back in the 3rd. Walker is allowed just 2 hits, doubled by Jonathan Villar and an infield hit by L.J. Hose as he bids for his first major league win. Showing bunt, Gonzalez pulls the bat back, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Well, other trades today. The Indians acquired Jason Kubel from the Diamondbacks for a minor league player to be named later and cash. Cardinals picked up reliever John Axford from the Brewers for a player to be named later. 2 balls, 1 strike. Axford has had closing experience. This year he has a 4.45 ERA, but 19 saves. He led the National League with 46 saves in 2011. That's a strike. That's a tough pitch. That downward plane. 2-2. Foul back into the seats. And the Astros try to battle from behind and take this one. They've had 20 come from behind wins this year.
I wonder if those girls know how many men have tried forever to get themselves a foul ball, and the girls just sit there with legs draped over the seats and have themselves a baseball.
They're casual, aren't they?
Easy game. Guy to the right there is so jealous.
In the air, and the second baseman Franklin gets underneath it. That's one out for Taijuan Walker. And Jonathan VR will come up. VR doubled off the glove of Ibanez in left. But Ibanez had been able to make that catch, and he did get his glove on it as he leaped up in the air. And then if Seager had been able to make a play on the ground ball to his left by Hose, which was ruled a hit, Walker would have a no-hitter going. Yu Darvish, by the way, no longer has his no-hitter in effect against the Twins. That's ball one.
Corners much tighter than they were 24 hours ago. It's one of the things that pitchers and catchers kind of have to learn, is who they're dealing with as the home plate umpire on a given night. You have to adjust your game.
.68 pitches for Walker. Bunted. Walker bare hands and gets it. 2 outs.
Once Walker picks this up, he didn't, like so many guys who bare hand throw a palm ball, he went right over the top and brought the gas.
Two outs, and Robbie Grossman gives it a shot. He's 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the third inning. High shot out toward right center field, and this is a flyer. Sliding Ackley. What a play by Ackley in center, sliding on the warning track for a catch to Robbie Grossman for out number 3. That was an amazing sliding catch by Ackley in right center field. And that's how the 5th inning ends. On this play, keeps Seattle in the lead 5-1.